Hello everyone, welcome to the daily question analysis brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy. And before moving to the first question, make sure that you watched the video in the morning and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. So now we will begin our discussion with the first question. The question is, Aedes aegypti mosquito is a vector for which of the following? 1. Zika virus, 2. Chickungunya, 3. Yellow fever, 4. Dengue. So in the morning we already discussed that the Zika virus, Chickungunya and dengue, these are transmitted by Aedes aegypti. Coming to the case of yellow fever we know that it is mostly found in the tropical and the subtropical region, and if the infection is left untreated, it can even develop into jaundice, right? And this infection is also spread by Aedes aegypti. Therefore, the correct answer is all the above, that is option D. Let's check. Yes, the correct answer is option D. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements regarding flash flood and related mitigation. Statement 1, flash flood are more likely in steep and impervious terrains where infiltration is high and the runoff is low. And statement 2, the Cartosat 2S satellite provide thermal imaging data to assess flash flood affected zone. Which of the above statements is or are incorrect? So they are asking for the incorrect statement. Here the correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. So the flash flood are more likely in steep and impervious terrains where the infiltration is low and runoff is high. So the major condition for the flood is the infiltration should be low, then only the water will fill in the particular area, and if the runoff is high, then it can travel from, or it can move from one region to another region. So therefore the first condition is low infiltration and high runoff. So in that case only the flash flood will happen. That means it is one of the conditions. And the second is the Cartosat 2S satellite provides thermal imaging data. No, it will provide a high resolution picture about a particular region. That is why we are using the Cartosat, and like I mentioned, the Cartosat 3, which was launched in 2019, has a resolution of up to 0.25 meter. Here the correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2, both statements are incorrect. Coming to the third question, consider the following statements regarding international migration and strategic geography. Statement 1, the International Organization for Migration was established as a specialized agency of United Nations in 1951 and currently functions under the United Nations General Assembly as a principal organ. Statement 2, the Gulf of Aden connects the Arabian Sea to Mediterranean Sea through the Bab el-Mandab Strait and is bordered by Somalia, Yemen and Eritrea. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Here both statements are incorrect, because when the International Organization for Migration, when it was established, it was not a specialized agency of United Nations. It became the UN related organization only in 2016. Therefore the first statement is incorrect. Coming to the second statement, the Gulf of Aden connects the Arabian Sea to Mediterranean Sea through Bab el-Mandab Strait. Yes, and it is bordered by Somalia, Yemen and Eritrea. No, it is bordered by Djibouti, not Eritrea. Eritrea is not directly sharing the border with the Gulf of Aden. Therefore this statement is also incorrect. Therefore the correct statement, both statements are incorrect. Therefore the correct answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Coming to the mains practice question. So the question is related to the topic that we discussed, that is the issues in the education system. So the question is, a robust school education system is fundamental to realizing the vision of Vikasit Bharat 2047. In this context, discuss the key challenges facing school education in India and examine the steps taken by the government to address these challenges. So we already discussed this the topic. So the key challenges includes lack of infrastructure, and we can see that the lack of maintenance, low people to teacher ratio, vacancies, teacher vacancies across the country, and digital divide between rural and urban area, lack of digital knowledge or digital illiteracy. These are the major challenges in the school education these days. And what are the steps taken by the government of India? So this is asking about examine the statements. That means you have to evaluate the performance or the impact of the initiatives brought by the government of India. For example, we can talk about the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, you can talk about the PMAY-U initiative. So like that we can talk about and you can also talk about the recently brought the NEP, that is National Education Policy 2020, and how it is how it is making the education system more inclusive. So in that way you can take the answer. So you have to address two parts. First part you have to address about the challenges, and in the second part you have to evaluate, or you have to examine the initiatives taken by the government of India to address these challenges. And coming to the next question, affordable housing is a key pillar of inclusive and sustainable urban development. Explain how the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban 2.0 will help in this regard. So this is a 50 marks question, and you have to write around 250 words. So in the first part you can talk about how the housing or how the housing plays an important role in achieving inclusive and sustainable urban development. For example, you can see that the home is a basic need of every people, right? Therefore, if we have home, then it is a place for learning. It's a place for it's a place of identity. So using that identity, you can access various schemes, so you can access benefits from the government. At the same time, if we have a proper housing with a proper planning and all, then it will be helpful for managing the waste. And you can see that under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, under the technology innovation sub scheme, there is a framework for ecological and technologically sound pakka houses in India, right? For example, they will provide you the framework regarding the usage of materials according to different geoclimatic zone. So in this way, the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is addressing the inclusive and sustainable urban development through housing initiative. So you can write in this way, and in this part you have to address about two parts. First is the how it will act as a key pillar for inclusive and urban development, and in the second part how the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana will support this. So you have to address the first part, and you have to substantiate the second part to use through the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. So with this, we are coming to the end for the today's question analysis. If you like the video, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in another video. Thank you.